All right, let's do one final cleanup here before we end our first round. So I can take this monster as a trophy. It actually goes into my bag, which is gross. So I'm holding on to a venomous spider here. There could be some value in turning that in later on if there's a bounty on it. So because I've got a spot available, I can just stuff it in the bag and hold on to it. And if at some point if I need to drop it, I can just dump it, right? It's a free action for me. Again, the she die, we talked about the she intervention, that kind of goes down to 0. And then I did double check. It's when the cache has 4 of these, you turn it in for a gold. We actually want to fight a monster that will use these because we don't want to see the gold ones if we can avoid it. Again, we'll see what that happens with those chaos tokens. I've got 2, and likewise, when I earn 4 of these, I can turn them in to get a piece of gold. So I don't actually use these. In a multiplayer game, you can spend these to control the monster. In a single-player game, that's not a big factor. So I ended up right here. So at the end of the day, then, these things refresh. So these things go back on my board. I now have that available. If I had decided to end my round before I used all of these, you can actually bank one of these for the next round. That's why there's room over here. So if I had, for example, decided to stop here and end the round there and still had my 1 mining token left, I could have moved that mining token over to here, refreshed the round over there, and then pulled 3 new ones back out here, which would effectively give me 2 mining actions. I had 1 mining action here that I refreshed, and have 1 left over here from the last turn. I chose not to do that because I want to just keep rolling along, I think, as best we can. Oh, also the last cleanup, we also need to reveal this tile space. We didn't do that. We should always try to remember to do that right away at the end of each round. And so again, we orient that just like that. So now we've got a town here we can trade in, but it needs to be liberated from that monster there. This looks like some kind of neat little forest location. There's a monster there. There's also over here an elemental, and we'll talk about what those guys do later on. I'm just going to put him here to remember that there is an elemental on the board. He modifies the spaces around him. This is what this is telling us here. We'll deal with that when we enter his vicinity. But for right now, that's the only other thing that's affecting us. There's no other little elementals I can see out here. And so that's where we'll end for our first day.